Hey guys, and welcome back to another vlog. At the moment it is 6 a.m. It is freezing cold. It's so cold because the heating's off, so I've literally just like gotten out of bed and banged that on. At the moment I've gotten up a little bit early so I can do some pre-reading before my class at 11 because he sets so much reading every week. It's actually not that much, but it is at the same time for one class. I always almost struggle to do it because you kind of end up having to do it over the weekend, and if you're busy over the weekend then it falls into the next week, which is where we are now. So yeah, I got up at 6 a.m. just to kind of finish off a bit of reading before I go for my run at about 8 o'clock. So the reading this week is on utilitarianism. He set 3 pieces of reading. He wanted us to read a paper by Bentham, a paper by Mill and a paper by Nozick. I've done Bentham and Nozick, I've just got Mill left. And the one by Mill is 56 pages and I've read 6. So we've got about 50 pages to read this morning, which probably with note taking will take me like 2 hours, and then I've got to watch the half-an-hour lecture on that paper. So hopefully we should be done by 8:30, and then I can go for a run for an hour and still come back and have time to like get ready before the class. So then I just read through all of the work that I needed to do for my seminar, and then when it got a bit later and more of a respectable time, I made a smoothie. This had banana and peanut butter. So loud though. So it's now about 8:30. I finished most of that reading, but I still have probably a good 15 pages left. Don't know what it is about philosophy reading, but it literally takes me like 3 or 4 minutes to read an A4 page. So I'm just deciding, you know what, I'm gonna have a break because I've been at it for like 2.5 hours, and I'm just gonna go for a run. So got my gear on, and then when I come back I will watch the lectures as I get ready. So just got to Hyde Park. This is my halfway point, so it's about 4.5 kilometres to get to here. Now I've got to run back. Just got back from my run. Are we in focus? Oh, we look ravishing. Okay, so we did 9k in 44.5 minutes exactly, so that's not a bad effort for a Monday morning. Listening to Chris Ryan's new podcast. Anybody that's into like military or just fitness in general, or having like, I don't know, just that mindset that they all kind of possess, is such an interesting podcast, and I'm quite a fan of his anyway, so that's what gets me through on the Monday mornings. It's kind of become a bit of a habit of mine now. And yeah, now, what time is it? So now it's like 10ish. I want to basically have a shower, get ready, and as I'm getting ready I'm going to listen to my lectures before my 11 o'clock class.
So Bentham has this account that treats all pleasure as equally valuable. Now, of course, the intensity of the pleasure will matter for how good the pleasure is when it comes to evaluating the morality of an action. But the game of pushpin is just as good as, for instance, the pleasure of high art, if the people who experience both of these pleasures experience them as equally pleasurable and with equal intensity. Mill will go in a different direction in utilitarianism.
So now it is 11 o'clock and I'm literally just logging on to my seminar for ethics. This week we're discussing utilitarianism. We're doing Bentham, Mill and Nozick. So kind of some of the theories I've studied before in my undergrad, but basically, yeah, just going over old content and little bits of new. And we also did utilitarianism last week in my moral theory class, so basically half my modules this year are like the same thing. Also decided to wear my hair straight today. I feel like I went through a phase of wearing my hair straight all the time, especially in maybe before I started uni, but like, yeah, and then I went through a phase of curly, and now I'm like, do you know what, why didn't I ever have my hair straight? It looks okay. It doesn't look bad.
I actually want to use the greatest happiness principle as a guide for action. A lot hinges on your ability to predict what the outcomes of your actions are going to be. And so, like...
So I think for me, one of the interesting similarities between Nozick's experience machine and sort of the world we live in is that the world we're in right now with virtual reality and social media and actual video games very much for me mirrors the experiences you could kind of get in the experience machine, and in that you can play video games for 10 hours and you can have all of these experiences, you can have all of this pleasure, and then you can log off and none of that's actually real. And that kind of for me mirrors what the experience machine is about, and I kind of question whether we would actually be more inclined to join the experience machine. The rest of the seminar was really interesting, and I'm liking them as the weeks go on because I have more of an opportunity to like contribute. And then I just had some lunch, which was scampi with some salad. Okay, so now it's nearing to 2 o'clock. I finished my seminar, had something to eat as you saw, and now I am going to get the tube and actually go into London. I feel like in all these vlogs so far and all these videos I haven't even been into London even though I've been here. So I am going to collect a book at the library and then hopefully do a little bit of a study session at the library. So then I headed into Central. Funny story about the RCJ. Last time I was here, I was doing my internship for the civil service, and I actually got to go and help with a legal case that went there about assisted dying. So every time I walk past, I'm just like, oh, memories. And then it started to rain by the time I got to the Morn. But look how nice this building is from the outside. Like, it's so different to Morell Library at York. So the first thing I did at the library was pick up my book for book club. So this month we're reading The Wounded Storyteller by Arthur Frank. So I shall let you know how that book is, probably in another vlog. And then I made my way to try and find my study space that I'd booked. So then when I actually got to the library, it was about 3 o'clock, so I needed to release a video. So I did that and did a bit of promotion for it. And then I started writing in my diary what I needed to actually do in order to prepare for my medical law seminar. And this is it here. I wrote it in Tuesday because I basically had no room left on Mondays. Then I just started formatting my notes, so going in the VLE, typing up the questions for that week, so then I can kind of read with a purpose and know what I'm actually doing. And then I just started reading the textbook chapter that I needed to read for that week. So just got back, got caught in the rain a little bit. So it's about, I think 6:30 maybe, getting towards 6:30 now. And I just want to nip out and go to the shop up the road, get a few bits because I'm literally running out of food. And then I will come back, cook something I think. And there's also a talk on tonight. It's about like the American and Israeli relationship, something political. I don't actually recall 100%, but I want to try and watch that.
And I will tell you, I'm not suggesting that the US today is equivalent to Germany in the 30s, to Europe in the 30s. Not at all. But there is one difference between us and our brethren of the civilization, the world in the 30s. Now we are more experienced. We have experience that they lack.
The talk was actually really interesting, something I wasn't really aware of prior to the talk, which is basically every talk I go to. Then I had dinner as I watched the talk and then FaceTimed my mum as I was sort of getting ready for bed. I'm basically going to bed now, so I hope you like this video. A very typical day, I suppose. And I'm kind of glad that I actually went into uni, to the campus, because that was the first time I actually went to the library. I felt like a big kid. I like Hogwarts almost, seeing the big grand buildings like that, because obviously when I did my undergrad at York, all the buildings we had on that campus were very like grimy, 1950s to 80s builds. They weren't exactly very glamorous, so to have buildings that were like 1800s and prior, it's kind of exciting. It's kind of very cool. It makes you feel like you're in a proper educational establishment. It's almost one of them things. I feel like this is the time in the vlog where I just sit and have a chat to you guys. When I was walking around the library, I was thinking, like, could I have been here for my undergrad? Because I really liked the uni before I did my undergrad, but I couldn't apply because they didn't take my BTEC. I kind of thought that, like, I love it here, don't get me wrong, but I don't think I would have wanted to do it for an undergrad. I think I would have much preferred to be out of London and be at a campus uni, because I did really like those aspects of York. But as a postgrad student here, love it. Literally love it. it's like such a different vibe, and it's everything I wanted a university to be. It gives me that oldie feeling of like knowledge and people at the top of their game and wanting to help you and wanting to let you grow, which are things I didn't really get when I was on my undergrad. My undergrad kind of gave me the vibe that you get at a college, where it's like you just sort of go, you have a good time, and occasionally there'll be a good lecturer that'll be helpful, but on the most part it's like average. That was the vibe that I got for undergrad, whereas at postgrad it's like, I don't know, it feels very different. It feels like everyone cares about you a bit more and they want to push you and they want you to like learn. Yeah, it's a nice feeling. I'm just gonna stop rambling and basically this is the end of the video, so I hope you like this video. I'll see you guys next time. I was gonna say next week, but I'm posting like 3 times a week now, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.